So we got the little screws on here. So these are the smoked tail lights. Oh, this is for this side. There we go. So that's gonna be. That's pretty wicked, man. That's gonna look kick-ass. So yeah, it is. What's going on, everybody? This is Saul Castañeda with mcscgreenwheels, and today, finishing up on Staff Sergeant Reckless here, which is our 93 GT. We're gonna be doing the rear bumper. Now, the reason we're gonna be doing this because now that we got all our lights set up to our dash, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of work to the brake switch, but we got all the wiring set up here. I know that our switch is already working up there for our lights. We gotta do the front bumper and the lights as well too. But today we're gonna tackle the back one. And what we went and did, we went and got ourselves these beautiful cherry smoked rear tail lights for our bad boy right here. And we're gonna go over the reason why we're gonna change these out. Basically, the reason that we're gonna end up changing them, and I'll show you real quick, guys. We kept the original housing and we swapped out the lenses. And you know, I don't know if it's within time or they just didn't sit too good in the original housings we had here. As you guys can tell, they're not pressed up and clean like they would be right there. See, you can see that gapping around there. It's actually really even. It doesn't come apart like this. So what's eventually going to happen here when it rains, and let's say we go to a car show or anything like that, and it rains, we're going to get water inside of these bad boys, causing major shorts. So you know what? Let's avoid all that. Let's get this cleaned up. In the same time that we're replacing our tail lights, we're going to go ahead and take care and remove our original bumper. Now, this bumper was painted and everything, but as we started looking around, we can see a couple stress fractures, especially like right on the corners on the other side. You can see it's kind of bent right here. And then the inside, some of these pieces are a little bit broken and whatnot. So we're going to get rid of it since we had the ability to go ahead and get ourselves a new one, which we have right over here. So, although it's not painted, and as you guys know, once we finish with what we're doing with right now, and getting the doors and the fenders and everything put on Reckless, we're not going to do the interior because it's going to go back to John, and John's going to go ahead and take care of that for us. He's going to paint the front bumper because as well, the front bumper is going to be, the front clip's going to be swapped out with its new smoked headlight, with the new smoked headlights on it. So we're not going to use the original bumper that was already painted. We're going to go ahead and get the one that we got because, again, we saw some details on there. We saw some stress fractures. We saw some openings. We don't like it. We're going to take care of it right now that we can before we start installing all this away. Now, a lot of this stuff isn't bolted down too tight because we kind of had the idea this is what we're going to do anyways to it. We still have to take care of some, you know, John's going to take care of some paint on it. So we want to make sure that all this stuff is going to be working properly, fitting right, you know. We'd hate to do all this work and then, you know, we run into the issues of backtracking and trying to cover our mistakes or correct our mistakes, you know, once it's all been installed. So before we start getting water in this guy, when we take it out and go for our drives and whatnot, we're going to go ahead and take care of this now. These are all 10 millimeter little nuts here. And loosen that one up too. Got a lot. I started to take off these bottom ones, these little guys right here, but these guys are the ones that retain the bumper in place. I'll show you when I'll start taking the rest of them off in a minute, but right now we're going to work on getting these tail lights off, and I'll show you guys what we're talking about, you know, even though you can see on the camera, but we're going to do a side-by-side comparison. I guess John may have pulled off one of the studs and replaced it with a bolt, but it has to have a little nut here. The good thing is that we have spare hardware like this. That's the real good part, that we have extra hardware to help this go through. If not, you know, we'd be battling, you know, again, looking for stuff that we already know we have and we need. So nothing to it. This thing's got 2, 4, 6. It's got looks to be 5 nuts, 1 bolt right here, all 10 millimeter or 3/8. Whatever you guys want to fit in there. Same. So we're gonna go ahead and remove it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and repeat myself. These are the original housings, but we just got new lenses. You know, when we were on LMR, it says it's just, you know, pry off the old ones and get the new ones on there, and voila, it works. But I don't know. Just to me, it looks a little funky. So I don't like it. So we're gonna get rid of them. and just go from scratch. Plus the cherry smoke look a lot neater.
We got it from eBay.
Got those from eBay. We got these from eBay, guys, and as you guys can see, that's the part number. The Depot Professional Auto Parts. That's what it says in the box. Overall, they look great to me, and pulling this one off, we'll be able to compare it side by side. So, original housings, pretty sloppily, but let me show you guys the real big difference of why we're doing this. You see that right there? It's got real big gapping right there. We go underneath. You know, it looks okay here, but I still don't, still don't like it. But here we go again. We're gonna come around, and this is just a lens. We're gonna come around to the top, and this right here, this one runs all the way across this way. And I'm gonna pull off the driver's side one to show you guys, just to compare both of them on how they kind of came out. Now again, this could be because the housing could have been different size, or or just old. But as you guys can see, look at that split right there, man. That's just, I don't like it. This one's a little closer, but this guy right here is a little bit deeper. And again, if I could take these apart and clean them up and then reuse them and then just make them sit a little better, I will do so. And here's another look at this side. Now this is the inside part right here where the plate will go, but look at that gapping, man. I'm not very happy about that. I also do think that we could have ran it over a little bit. So now that I got both of these off, let's go ahead and compare it to one of our new ones. Now, as you guys can see the color already, these are the ones that we did. We just got the nice lenses for it. And these are our cherry smoked, which are definitely going to be a very big difference on here, especially right here. It's a lot darker. But let me just show you the gapping of what I'm talking about, guys. You see how this is right here? That's exactly how you want it. We have this big gapping right here. All right. Let's go over here to the inside part where we're going to see where the tail, where the license plates will go. We're on the in between these guys, and you can see right here. You can see that gapping right there. You see how this is. And then we're going to go downside underneath just to see it for shits and giggles. And again, look at that distance here. And look at that distance there. So it could be that we have some obvious fitment issues with our outside covers or lenses to the original housing. And one of the things I can see right now, it looks like John may have broken off one of the tidbits right there. No big deal. It's a good thing that we're going to swap these out. And these new ones have their own right here. So we're going to be using all the nuts on there, and we're going to set this down nicely. So, there's button tape all up inside here with that tar they put in there. If you guys could see it in there, it's that shiny black stuff back there. So even though that's in there, as you can see, this is not sitting all the way through. I'm pretty sure water's going to seep right in here and just ruin everything in here. So yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and detach these from the housing and then put these lenses away for a rainy day because they still look good. All right, moving forward. Now I'm going to take off this bumper cover. I got all these little nuts like this. These little guys like that. We're going to take them right off. These are, from what I see here, they say this is a 9mm. And we have a couple 10s in the corner. So we have a couple coming down right here to the side. And we got them running down through here. Also, I'm going to have to go underneath the car and detach it from the molding that goes right here on the quarter panel, because it also attaches to the rear bumper, which, as you guys can see, this holds up that molding right here for the quarter. So it's got a couple screws on the inside of that, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of those too. First off, let's get these off. There we go. Let me get the other 10. Let me get the little guys down here. Some of these don't look like the right nuts that should be on here, which I'm not terribly surprised. As you guys can see, the plastic here is all torn up, and it's just what happens. So LMR just happens to have what we need. That's our part number. No change from this. It's just coated a black color, and it's got the striking washer behind it as well too. So this guy has like a plastic ring on it, but this is nylon now. So this is a little bit sturdier material. It's not as thin as this stuff, and eventually it will wear out. But we're going to make sure that we change this up because we're going to need it to work perfectly with our new with our setup here, right here with our trunk. I'm going to put this right back just to make sure I don't lose it, because if I lose it, then you guys know that I'm in trouble. So we're going to put that down. Let's continue moving forward on this guy. Now, like I said, guys, these guys right here hold the bumper right here. You guys can see it now that I move the cover. That just holds in place. And when I remove the bumper skin, you guys see what it holds in place and how much further we're going to go on some of the things that we found. It's a good thing that we have extra stuff that helps us go through this, like a couple speed nuts, you know, some of the bolts that we're going to need. So that's really good. You know, it'd be a shame we didn't have it because we have all the other cars that we took apart. So it is a very useful thing to have extra little pieces like that. Back here, as you guys can see, this is my piece to my quarter panel right here. It goes to the front from the back end of the tire right here, from the inside well, and goes right here. It's just divided right here. It's got a little shim right here, a little plate that kind of has the screws and everything. It mates it together. 2 little screws, 9mm nuts. Comes off. I loosened that up already. Yeah, it should be able to pop out. Well, we're gonna go ahead and remove this guy. We have 2 little brackets here, guys, so I'll show you real quick. See if I can sneak it out of here. There it is. Oh yeah, so here they are. These are the new brackets. John did install the new brackets on here, so that's good. Yeah. So these are the new ones. We're going to be reusing these guys right here. And then right behind here, we have 2 more new brackets. We have 2 more brackets that are on this piece right here. Those will stay there because we're not taking this piece off. We're just removing the bumper. So it's got 2 nuts here, one here, and at the very top, it's a little screw that goes in through there. I already pulled in from inside the trunk. Well, now it's probably got the little, like the little nuts with the washer already on there. There's the second one up here. Alright. So what I'm also going to remove, I got these pop rivets right here, guys. So you see this is brand new. Obviously this is bumper's brand new. And what I was talking about, we have a hole right here, but we have no screw. So right now we only got the 2 outside screws holding our bumper, our actual bumper piece. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put a new nut in here and a bolt as well too. You know, more screws the better. Just be secure a little bit more. Alright, that's perfect. And these are just, you know, plastic push-in rivets. They're not that badly damaged. We're going to go ahead and keep these and reuse them. There we go. And off it comes. Just 3. Go to this side. I'm being as gentle as I can with them because I don't want to damage them too much. You know, even though they do come out a little crooked, but they're not completely broken. That's a good thing. You know, when you pull them out and they completely break and you're missing those little fans, you might as well toss them because they're not going to work for you anymore. Yeah. Alright, those are off. Alright, it's almost loose now. I got 1 more screw up here that this guy doesn't seem to be coming off loose, so I'm going to pry it with a screwdriver down here, go to the inside of the trunk, see if I can remove that nut without damaging it. So typically, there it is. So typically down there, instead of what we have, John used some good old True Value nice little washer and a nice little nut. It's a no-no. And which is a no-no because this is what it requires. So the good thing is we have 2 bags full of these, which we can assess. But as I'm looking at it right now, this top bracket right here that holds our bumper right here through the top has to keep it up nice against the body of the car. This back screw is completely jazzed up. So let's take it out and assess how bad it is and if we can keep moving forward.
Oh, but I can just get another one.
There it is. So this is the original bumper to Reckless. There it is. Original from Ford. so you guys can see. So we're gonna hold on to him. He's not too bad, but this is the issue. Oh, and that looks like John knew it was messed up.
Yeah, that's damaged.
So that tape right there tells me, since I haven't gone in, there it is. See, there it is. And this is just what happens, guys. Again, this was repaired, it was painted, but this was not fixed properly. So John, we're not happy, buddy, but thank you that you're gonna go ahead and take care of this for us. Now, overall, if you guys look at it, it's not that bad. It's actually really straight. I could give it a couple love taps, but this thing is actually really good. It's not rotted, but this is the problem. Now, in order for me to fix that, I can go ahead and jump online and see, which is probably what I'm gonna do. But my Renega's gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and scour and see if we can find one of these. Lamar, we're coming to you, buddy. And but the best thing to do, if you guys don't have that kind of budget or you don't have that kind of time, the best thing is, this is metal. So if you give this a little couple love taps, and you can tell it's a little crooked right here. Straighten this up, some nice the vise, and then you lay down a nice little weld tack on there, and you're all set. And you're good to go again. Because this dude, as you can see, although it is the original, because of all this right here, it's been sitting underneath the plastic bumper. We don't like it, and you know, we're all about perfection. Here's the other side, which these are broken too. So this is a sign of over tightening, guys, and this is what I tell you. You know, you want to go get it close. You don't want it jiggling, but this is some of the outcome that happens when you over tighten. Now these guys were brand new, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these to the shop and put a little weld on here and grind it down so it looks nice and perfect again. So come back and reinstall them. But this is what I keep telling you guys: try not to over tighten some things too tight, especially when it's plastic, especially when it's 30-year-old plastic, because this thing just tends to split open like someone's pants. So that's a couple problems that we're watching already, which we were not accounted for. But overall, let's check out our bumper cover here. And don't worry about that, this is just tar. And a couple of things that we could be looking at. You know, up here, I thought I saw some cracks up here. Kind of what I mean, guys, you know, this indentation, if you notice it, it's not throughout the rest of the bumper, it's just right here. So this thing was squeezed to hell right here to the top. And oh, there it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
See? So that's what happens, man. And this is an outcome of over tightening. And even though those parts are new, the ones that go in here, they're ruined. If you know, if you're a novice and you don't weld and you don't do any of this, but you're building your car, this could be a real big headache, man. And the good thing is for us that at least, you know, we know how to do these things. We can weld and we're doing everything. So I can take those to the shop, repair them, smooth it out, make it look good again, not an issue. But this right here, this is upsetting, and you can see it how it's all warped right in here. You see the paint cracking. You know, it was just overly tightened, and that's what happens. And you know, let's go through it again, like right here, overly tightened. All right, and again, the reason that our little screw broke off here, because look at how bowed that is. They over tightened it. So we're not going to go ahead and do that. Make those mistakes twice. We're going to go ahead and straighten them up. Now, although I'm looking at this thing, you know, with a little TLC, we can make it work again. So, you know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm glad we had to get it off. It still has its original Mustang. But we're going to go ahead and swap it out with something new. Now, obviously, our new cover is going to need to be painted. So, we're going to do that now. We're going to get that all set up. So, when it does go into paint, John can go ahead and take care of that for us. What we're going to do, what it does say on most of these manuals, is that fit them up there before you paint them.
Yeah.
Sand them, fit them, make sure they center it up right, real nice, before you paint them. This bumper is brand new. There's your part number right there. So what I noticed, down here, we have a little hole for this screw right here, but we have no screw. The question would be, why do, you know, I only see 3 openings. I know we've taken apart most of these guys and they only have 3. Why would you only do 3? I really don't have an answer on why you would only do 3. I would figure you would have wanted all 4 for more rigidity, but the powers that be did whatever they wanted to do, and they made it 3. So I'm going to use up the hole that I got there, put a speed nut on there, put a new bolt, and bolt this bad boy down. Really, that sponge is like brand new. Yes, it really has a fight like on it, but yeah, Let me get one more nut on here. Just to give me. I like the fact that we're not all gapped off right here. This is the more important part, guys, because this is where all your electronics are in. The water comes in here. Not only would you get all that condensation and that moisture inside of here, you're going to mess up the sockets. You're going to build up corrosion inside your light bulbs. Back here, as I told you, we have our little, they got the rubber seals up here. No water should be able to get in through here because I'm telling you, man, this thing is like really, really tough to get on there. So, no hardware. Yeah, no hardware. So, I mean, live and let live, I guess. And again, guys, you get these guys out. Look at that gapping. Not even there. It is not even there. So this is really good. I know that I'm confident enough that it's not going to be leaking on the inside of these guys. So that's something you want to look forward to, guys. When you get these on there. Let's see if I can place this guy right here. Yeah, man. Wow, what a difference. What a difference. Like, you literally want to jump off at you. This back weather stripping that's around the housing of each light bulb, it's really, man, it gives it a nice seal on there, which again gives me good confidence to know that I won't have any water coming in here and damaging any of the work we did. Let me just fasten these two up here. That looks really good, man. That cherry, that black cherry on there, that smoke, it just, man, perfect. But here, we're going to have to order our brackets because our buddy here kind of sits there like that. The good thing is that we'll leave them this way because then John can go ahead and paint them. Right over here to my left, we also have our front bumper clips. So let me put this guy down real quick and I'll show you. It's the same thing we're going to do to the front because we saw the exact same thing happening to our front bumper where the edges were over tightened and it was broken. It was splitting apart. As you guys know, man, what's going to happen? What's exactly going to happen? It's going to happen. It's going to start to split open like a banana split, man. Before you know it, paint's going to chip, it's going to split open, and it's going to look like crap. So you know what? Let's address those things now. And there we go. Now he already has the header panel inside. We clipped him in together, I want to say a summer ago, and we left him out in the sun baking for that whole summer. And I think he really took good shape. So in order for me to put him on, though, we're going to have to get the doors on, then the fenders, and then bring this in place. So I got a little bit more to go on that. We have to order our brackets here for our rear bumper. I didn't think they were that bad, but as you guys know, the surprises in the Fox body world are just as such. Just when you think you're at the edge of it, you know, you just get disappointed. So, unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to tell y'all to be continued on this one. We're going to get our stuff for next week, slide this back on there. I will leave the lights on, though, and the bumper's still holding up, so I don't have any fear of that falling. But we're going to come back and get our brackets installed and get our new ones. I'm going to fix up the two on the side, well, that one on that side. We're going to get the top one brand new, and we're going to get our hardware. Hate to disappoint you guys, but you know what? Keep coming back, keep subscribing, keep watching us on Facebook, keep watching us on Instagram. Thank you for the 9 grand. We really appreciate it, guys, on Instagram, and especially right here on our YouTube channel. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Please follow us. Leave us a comment. Let's talk. You guys have a good night. We'll see you again soon. This is Saul Castañeda with MCSC Greenwheels. I'll see you soon.